All right, family, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Gavin Richard Presents. I'm just here chilling in bed. I'm actually working at home. That's why I haven't been on YouTube too much often this past week. Not a lot. I hope everybody's doing good. I want you all to please subscribe to my Patreon account, gboot2786. I'll be having new material and videos to upload sometime during the week. What's up? Who's in the chat room? Say something if you're there. This video won't be too long, guys. I wanted to talk about something. First and foremost, shout out to a couple of people. This past Thursday, I was able to get on Scott Ross's show. Scott Ross hosts all things on the NBC show in Los Angeles, KCAA. That is the actual station. Scott was kind enough and reached out to me to give my input on the Bill Cosby case. In fact, Scott Ross was the private investigator for Tom Mesereau, both in that case and also in several other cases, including the Michael Jackson trial. He was the PI in that. And he's been doing that for over 20-something years. And he was kind enough to have me on this show to do a live chat. So I want to thank him for being live on the radio. I know I couldn't hear him too good. I was actually in court that day when I was doing it. And I'm just looking up the information on the side here just so that I'll have it. But it was KCAA. It comes on every morning, I believe, at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. So it would be 9 o'clock Los Angeles time. So check him out. Nicole's view from Nicole. Nicole is actually going to have Scott on a live chat tonight, I believe, at 7 Central Standard, 8 Central Standard Time. She's going to be talking with Scott about the Cosby case. So you guys don't want to miss that. Just briefly, and if you could see from my headline, it was called Cosby Tapes Altered. Now, I spoke with not an investigator, an investigative reporter. His name is Stacy Brown. And I'm going to post the article here and can't even find I'll post it up a little bit later on. But if you go to his website, Stacy is a black media reporter. He wrote an article, and I actually thought I had the article right here. Hold on, let me find it. First and foremost, anyone can see me. I'm trying to find the chat box, and it's not here. I don't know where the chat box is. I know I didn't have it disabled. But at any rate, let me just pull the article up so that when I had it here, actually, yes, it's called "Tapes Used to Convict Cosby with Doctor." Now, I don't know how true this information is. I had a chance to talk with Scott about some things, in regards to whether there was great tampering and so forth. He denied it. But Stacy was there, according to speaking with him. He was at the trial from beginning to end. He was there when they did jury selection. He reported on a lot of the bias that was going on in the trial. Now, here is the article. It's from Black Press USA. It states that tapes used to convict Cosby were doctored. NNPA Newswire has learned exclusively from a high-ranking courthouse source in Pennsylvania that an independent FBI-approved forensic lab has examined the audio recording entered into evidence by prosecutors and played during the trial. The recording, which was played during Bill Cosby's trial in April, helped to convict Bill Cosby of assault charges and was determined to have been spliced and doctored. Cosby faces up to 10 years in prison on each of the 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault charges he was convicted of. The charges stem from an encounter with Andrea Constand more than 14 years ago. Constand testified that she accepted a Benadryl tablet from the legend, which made her lose consciousness. She awoke to find him fondling her. Now, keep in mind, she accepted. You accept the Benadryl tablet, it doesn't mean you were drugged, but that's neither here nor there. Contrary to misleading media reports, Cosby has never been charged or convicted of rape in this or any other case. That is correct. He has not been convicted on rape. He was basically convicted on what's called basically what you say fondling or inappropriate touching, groping. That's what he was convicted for. Gianna Constant, the mother of Cosby accuser Andrea Constant, secretly recorded a 2004 conversation with the icon in which she attempted to get the comedian to admit he had drugged and sexually assaulted her daughter. On the recording, Cosby, who has consistently maintained his innocence, voices suspicion that he is being recorded, but Constant tells him that it is a parrot that is making noise, leading him to believe that he wasn't being recorded. So she recorded him, and I'm assuming she was in Canada, but still, he's in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, in Pennsylvania, and in the laws of Pennsylvania, as you know, recording someone without their permission is illegal. Both parties have to consent to a recorded conversation. Now, each states are different. Here in Louisiana, we're a one-party consent state. I believe in California, it's a two-party consent state, and you remember that from the case with Donald Sterling and his ex-girlfriend when she recorded him, and his argument was the conversation was illegal, and it was illegal, but it didn't change the fact that you were a racist bitch. Now, and he lost his NBA team, but he got $1 billion from it, I'm sure, for doing that. So I'm gonna keep going. After an NPA Newswire exclusive reported suspicions, the recording, I'm reading here, the recording, a source confirms that officials decided to enlist a private firm in Northern Virginia that is regularly used by the FBI to review and authenticate the recording. The source said the name of the firm will likely be released Monday when Cosby is scheduled to be sentenced. He was scheduled to be sentenced on Monday and Tuesday. And also, Mrs. Cosby, it's important to note, has hired a former prosecutor that is going to be investigating Judge Stephen O'Neill. If you all have not, you all need to go to the Care to Petitions, Investigate Montgomery County DA Kevin Steele and Judge Stephen O'Neill for misconduct in the Cosby trial. Please go there and check it out. You need to look at this. You need to sign it if you haven't signed it. Whether you like Bill Cosby or not is not the issue. The issue is that the people that are in power that are supposed to do the right thing fail to do so. They allowed so much bull, unethical behavior to go on in that trial from the various reports that I've read, from what even Tom Mesereau, as a criminal defense attorney, stated, just violations of criminal procedure, violations of ethical rules in our professional rules of conduct that was taking place by the prosecutor. Personalization on vouching of credibility of witnesses, something that, in view of the jury, something that is not supposed to be done, and the judge never reprimanded these people. He lost control, and that's why he's being investigated, and why Mrs. Cosby filed a complaint against Stephen O'Neill. Now, getting back to the article, all I can tell you, he's quoting the source, is that the forensic lab is used by the FBI to authenticate recordings like these things. They found that the tape was tampered with 4 to 5 different times. The tape was spliced. To reach their conclusion, the source said experts purchased the same model tape recorder that Gianna Constant used. When examining the recording, they were able to ascertain exact spots where edits occurred. The source with direct knowledge of the proceedings said, the judge should stop everything right now if he's at all interested in justice and fair play. The source said, adding that it wasn't immediately clear who requested and paid for a forensic examination of the recording. Cosby attorney Joe Green had already set up a meeting with Judge O'Neill for Friday, September 21st, 3 days before the scheduled sentencing, according to a source with knowledge of the proceedings. Green could not immediately reach for comment to confirm or deny the scheduled meeting. However, it's believed that Green is requesting that O'Neill throw out Cosby's conviction, or failing that, delay sentencing, consider a motion for a new trial. Now, I'm not going to read all the article. It's a lot to go over. I will try, after I upload this video, to post a link to the article. But you all should please read it and check it out. Now, I don't know how true it is. I wasn't there, but do I believe some things like this can happen? Well, given the nature of, again, the things that went on during the trial, from the outbursts from the witnesses in front of the jury, calling Bill Cosby a rapist and making inappropriate questions such as, you remember Mr. Cosby, the judge not granting a mistrial. And the other issue would also deal with the lack of blacks on the jury. It was my understanding that a prosecutor made comments about how many blacks were on the jury and who was the judge. According to reports that I've read from Mr. Brown, he was at the trial and he heard this, and it was a few judge and jury, and other people were there even heard it, and the prosecutor was not reprimanded. You can't keep blacks off the jury according to Batson versus Kentucky. Race cannot be used as a challenge, and in fact, it was two potential black jurors who told the news to Tom Mesereau that they heard juror number 11 say something on the lines, "Let's all go home, he's guilty." And Judge O'Neill, when he heard the motion to dismiss that juror, he allowed that juror to still go on. Now, he could have dismissed that juror the just to give fairness, because it's not about the fact there was impropriety, it's the appearance of impropriety, which is why they asked him to be recused early on, and they still asked him to be recused now at the sentencing because they found out he had a bias against the previous prosecutor. So things like that, and allowing all of that to go on and on and on, as Judge Joe Brown said, he lost control of this trial. So I'm going to post the link to the article, and you all be sure to tune in to our sister Nicole's view for her interview with Scott Ross. I believe it's going to be great. Scott Ross, he was he was very cool with me. So I'm actually posting, if I can post this right now. But yeah, you guys feel free to leave what you can on the website. Leave some comments about questions that you may have. I'll try and answer them. Please be respectful. That's all I ask. And that's all we got in for today. Excuse me, I'm just posting this. Right. Yeah, I got to get back to work, guys. But you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sign that petition to investigate Judge Stephen O'Neill and DA Kevin Steele. And I'll see you. And I'm Gavin Reshaw Presents. Have a good afternoon. It's raining out here.